This is the Anne Panter of 7 years ago. She already had the world at her feet for Leicester Club and for country.
What impressed me most was for someone so young, probably about 16 at the time, she was very strong, very powerful runner, and was as good as anybody else that was there. And for someone so young, that was unique and stood out. And therefore she caught the eye of the England selectors at a very early age, and was involved throughout the juniors, at 16s, 18s, under 21s. And it wasn't too long before she started getting full senior recognition.
By Richardson, then the ball into the circle, then the strike, and the strike scores!
Altogether, she was training about 12 times a week, and so to fit that in around her university career was obviously quite difficult.
Because she had a gap year as a hockey player, so she forgotten lots of things. She told me from the beginning she will sit at the back and listen.
Well, she had a dreadful car accident in 2003.
And that caused damage to her legs, the shunt, the impact that she had on the car in front, and the concertina effect on the car. Yeah, that was a big blow to us then. And on and off from then, she's never really had a full go at it without a year of being injured or picking up an injury here and there. And when we take that into account, it's amazing how well she's progressed in her career and how good she actually is. And it was just thankful that her time that she was injury-free, there was a window where the Olympics had come round and she was able to play in that.
The devotion and dedication to be here with her Olympic teammates is something else. And boy, do her friends and family love her for it.
Very, very proud friend, yes. We just can't believe that she's here, especially after everything that happened with her, like car accident and all the injuries that she's had, and she's just done amazingly well to get here.
The amount of time she's had to spend in the gym, even I didn't realise quite how much time she spent.
In Beijing, the team finished 6th overall, which in terms of lottery funding, etc., was very important for the girls' team to make sure they came in the top 6 to guarantee funding for the 2012 build-up.
She had to rearrange part of her course so that she was actually able to take her exams after the Games.
It's very hard. It's very limited of time. I believe it's a week exam almost each day. And she did superbly.
Anne Elizabeth Panter.
I was extremely happy when Anne got 2-1. It's not only just a sportsman. In addition, it's a mature person.
If we're going to be successful at 2012, I think it's vital that players like Anne Panter are fit and able to play, because she has got valuable experience, and also I think she's a great player. And I think if she can get herself back to full fitness and manage to play over the next 3 years, I don't see any reason why she can't be one of the best players in the world. I think she's that good.
Wow, I feel really honoured to be receiving this tonight. As I've been sat there, I've two things I've been thinking about. One is how, in a way, I kind of don't feel worthy to accept this award in front of what everybody else has achieved. In reality, I've kind of chased a hockey ball around a pitch and not been too shabby at it, and some of the other things people have done are incredible. The second thing that I've realised is that listening to people's speeches, perhaps my plan to come up here and wing it and just say a few thank yous possibly isn't going to cut it too well. Someone did suggest to me earlier that maybe I should have worn my hockey kit tonight, which might have made Nick not stand out so much. Also, the close-up photo that was on there, I'd just been hit in the chin and had 6 stitches in my chin, so thanks for that photo, Joe. I do want to say some thank yous, firstly to the university, in particular the Maths and Economics department, who my tutor, Sergey, was doing the speaking there, and they had to put up with me for 5 years. I did graduate this year. I did start quite a while ago. It took 5 years to do a 3-year degree. A few mess-ups in the middle, and Sergey, my tutor, and another guy in the department called Cliff were incredibly supportive. No, initially they told me off like I was a naughty child, and then they were really supportive. It was only when I graduated this year that actually most of the department let me know that they were very surprised I've actually finally got my degree, and they I think there was a bit of a sweepstake going on that they didn't think it was ever going to happen, what year I was going to graduate. So yeah, massive thank you to them. Also, my mum and dad are here tonight. In fact, stand up, please. Oh. I definitely don't say it to you enough how grateful I am for everything from when I was a kid and used to drive me all over the country. In particular, I think probably the worst thing was Melton Mowbray, where I used to sit in the car for hours when it was raining, and I'd be playing hockey. I remember one time in particular, I was playing the club coach who was talking Leicester. I've been there since I was 16. And we had a training session, and I wanted to fit in with all the 20-year-olds who were there. And the weather was awful, and they decided that we were going to go for a curry instead of training because the weather was so bad. And my poor parents, I think it was my mum, sat in the car while I went for a curry with the team, just so I didn't feel like a 16-year-old whose mum had brought them to training. But more recently, you've seen me through 5 years of university, 5.5 if you count that semester in Birmingham that I did however many years ago. And I'm really, really grateful. I have now gone and got a proper job, although I started with Cadbury on Monday, the same day that Kraft put in a takeover bid. So I might be back doing my master's next year and still be here 10 years later. The Vice-Chancellor, I was quite pleased that the Vice-Chancellor changed, because I actually think I annoyed him slightly a few years ago when I was late for an exam. I'm not the most organised person, so that was fairly common that I was late for an exam. And I decided to do a spot of illegal parking. And it was only when I'd come out of the exam and was clamped and I was trying to talk the security guy out of making me pay that he informed me it wasn't that often that students actually parked in the Vice-Chancellor's spot. My final thank you is to the sports department, who again have just been massively supportive. Diane, who sat there tonight, you've been fantastic. And echo what Mark said earlier about Vaughan Williams. I feel privileged to have met the man. Anybody who knows him will know what I mean when I say that he's inspirational. His passion for sport, and in particular university sport is infectious. And I think it's something that his passion and his influence will live on for a long time at this university and with everybody who's met him. So if I could dedicate this award, it would be to Vaughan Williams. He was a remarkable guy. Thank you.